You, my people, excited as me? Ruben Amorim has gotten another win away from home, and I think it's his second Premier League win away from home. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I don't know whether you guys are really as excited as me, but for me, I'm beaming with joy because it is really good to see it that United has gone ahead to win its first game under Ruben Amorim in the Premier League with a clean sheet. If I'm to count the wins that Ruben Amorim had, you can talk about, I think that of Everton, was it for one? We had that win against a side called Southampton, 3-1. Man City, it was 1, and this is his fourth Premier League win, and it's 1-0. Clean sheet caps, lots of positives into this game of football, and this is why I'm excited. And the big question is it the start of the Ruben Amorim winning era at the club of Manchester United? That's where I want you guys to flock into the comment section and really let me know what your thoughts are about this win that United has gone ahead to obviously fetch away from Fulham. But if you are not well conversed with this, let me bring you up to speed. You know, when Erik ten Hag was here, the only London team he beat away from home was Fulham. Season of 2022, 2023 and 2023-2024. Those are the two times he beat Fulham. But the rest of the teams in London, name it: Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, Brentford, we never went ahead to go. Even West Ham, we never went ahead to go at their stadium and went ahead to obviously get those points. You understand? But us getting 3 points now, that is really exciting, and I think Ruben Amorim and his team are really excited. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe was there in the stands watching this game of football, and I think this win will obviously give us a little bit of relief because the manager told us that each and every time we win one, we don't focus more onto the mistakes that really led to us to lose. We focus onto the next game, and for that he can really train these players. So if at all you want to see Ruben Amorim train these players more and more and more, all you have to pray for is us continuing to win and 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 win. But in terms of display, I don't really want to come here and tell you that we played very well. We never, because Manchester United, for 45 minutes, we never had a shot at goal, and Fulham had 2 shots on target. And even in the entire full 90 that was played, Fulham had more threatening chances at our goal than the side of Fulham had more threatening balls into our goal than Man United. And most notably is that ball that Toby Collier swept off the line that was obviously going to go at the back of the net. You understand? So the most important bit of it all is that we've gone ahead to win, and we've gone ahead to keep a clean sheet, and our goal has gone ahead to come in through from a very unusual source. And this season, by the way, Lisandro Martinez has found himself scoring another goal, and looks like that back three gives him the allowance to obviously allowed into those final third positions of the pitch, as he never used to do that when he was really playing in a center-back partnership. You understand? So this time around, he has gotten himself some allowance, and that's why you see to it that in the game of Liverpool, he makes that run and scores that goal. You know, then in the game of Rangers that we played in the midweek, he's responsible for the assist that Bruno Fernandes went ahead to obviously score, and now he comes in through to obviously score that goal, and it was a shot outside the 18 yards box area. And I think if that is really something that we are supposed to talk about, I tell you what, it's really one of those moments that this guy has to come out and celebrate about, because very many people have come out and obviously talked ill about the lad, and I told him, please, you don't know what you're talking about. Lisandro Martinez is one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. I tell you, he's one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League, and he's showing his quality day in, day out. His technical ability is unmatched. Name any Premier League player that plays in the central defense with the technical ability of Lisandro Martinez. You understand? That player is not there. You understand? That player is not there. So, as things stand, I tell you, Man United has gonna hit obviously win this game of football, and I'm really impressed after all. Those that really watched my match preview, I told you I couldn't give United a win. The best I could give Man United was what we call a draw. You understand? The only result I would give Man United was a draw, and that's why I'm excited, because this win coming in through has really gonna hit to thrill me, and I'm like, all right, maybe the Ruben Amorim era begins today, because we've gonna hit to win a Premier League game. And when you look at next fixtures, I don't think they're all that hard. Let me read them to you, especially into the Premier League. We are hosting Crystal Palace at Old Trafford, a game of football that I know we are obviously going to win, because for the very first time under Ruben Amorim, I see Man United going ahead to obviously win like 4 games in a row. We beat Rangers. We've beaten Fulham. I know Crystal Palace will fall onto the sword at Old Trafford. And then there is FC SB in the midweek, meaning that we can win 4 games in a row for the very first time in the Ruben Amorim era. Then Tottenham Hotspur, 16th. They really look bad, and I tell you, we can beat them at their stadium, I tell you, because I know when we played them away from home in the Carabao Cup, I think we scored very many goals, but we really let in also very many. Everton, Ipswich. So, we are having Crystal Palace at Old Trafford, Tottenham away, Everton away, Ipswich at home, and those are going to be 4 games before we obviously host Arsenal at Old Trafford. And I believe all these games are winnable. If we really keep our momentum and the foot onto our pedal, and we don't really concede fast, like manager really said, I think we can obviously do the needful, because the other positive that people aren't giving to the manager is that at least we are averaging a goal every game that we will play. You know, we score that 1 goal. Now, if we make clean sheets a habit at the club of Manchester United, I know we can win these games. And I've always told you that clean sheets are really very important, because when you score 1 and keep a clean sheet, you win. But when you score 1 and you don't keep a clean sheet, you either lose or you draw. So I think I'm really excited about what is coming out of Manchester United. Very huge turnaround, players very positive, and I'm like, all right, let's hear what next obviously going to be coming in through at the club of Manchester United. But all in all, it has been a very hard-fought win, and Man United have found themselves in a position of really doing the needful. And Man United had most of the possession of the game, right? But what we'd failed to do was turning that possession into scoring very many goals and creating clear-cut chances. And for your information, we had only 1 shot on target. You know, 1 shot on target, but it resulted into goals. But Fulham, as I told you, had the best chances to obviously come and obviously threaten the side of Manchester United. But all in all, that was really something great. Before we obviously get into that mix, I'm going to hate to see someone in the comments section saying that Ahmad was onside. RD, what makes Ahmad goal offside? Because they drew the lines and Ahmad was really offside. That's it. And at the first look of things, there is no way you can come out and say that he's really offside. But let me show you this line that was drawn. They obviously told us that the lad is really offside. So I was like, the good thing is that we've gonna obviously win that game of football. So that's the line they drew. That's the line they drew. And I don't know which offside rule have they gonna obviously look at. But at the look of things, the hand of this lad was really further than that of Ahmad with our eye. But with the lines, Amadi Diallo's hand had gone through a little bit. So the goal was ruled offside, but I don't see that goal offside, I tell you, and I don't really think that it was really offside. But the most important bit of it all is that we've gonna hit obviously collect those points, and we walked back home with those points into our back into we've walked back home with those points, and they are into our pocket, and that is the most interesting bit of it all. So for me, that is background noise. I would have gone here to complain about that if at all we lost or drew with Fulham, but 3 points into our pocket. I like Amad Diallo, however much his goal never stood, but hard luck, you know. The most important bit of it all is that he is still the most scoring player of Manchester United in the Premier League, and today he had gotten himself the 7th goal of the Premier League season, but more goals are yet to come, and they're really coming thick and fast. But VAR is like that, and their rules did come and really cancel this goal. But obviously it was one of those goals that would have gonna hit obviously be an advert goal, because there is that back heel from Amadi Diallo, and then that skill set of Kobe Mainoo to obviously pass that ball to that vicinity of Amadi Diallo is one to obviously talk about. You understand? So the manager is trying to do things, but before I get into what the stats of the game were and how the table is and where United is right about now, I would like to talk about something that the manager is really doing that I'm not really understanding, and that is Kobe Mainoo. Why is Kobe Mainoo not into the starting 11 of Manchester United? Do they want to obviously come and tell me that Kobe Mainoo does not even qualify to start in the game when you're playing against Rangers? You understand? So, all right, let's say he doesn't qualify to start against Fulham, but even against Rangers, you know, and he just brought him off the bench. I don't know exactly what United is really doing. And they first frustrated Garnacho. Now Garnacho is back into the team and is really looking very well, and they wanted to sell him. And now Kobe Mainoo is one of those that is really being frustrated. And is it because that they want to sell a homegrown player? You know, I've been asking myself that question, you know. Is it because United want to sell a homegrown player? That's why they are treating these players like this? I really want answers for this. Guys, I want answers for this, and I'm hugely waiting to see whether we'll get in any answer, because it is beyond redemption. You know, I see that game of football better off when we are playing Kobe Mainoo and Ugarte in the double pivot, and they've gone ahead to play very well in very many games against Man City, against Arsenal, against Liverpool, and any team that we've gone ahead to play. You know, each and every time they really partner up together, it's really good news to us, the side of Manchester United. But I don't know why the manager isn't really playing Kobe Mainoo into the mix. And I think Kobe Mainoo has a lot to offer onto that pitch than Bruno Fernandes into that number 8 area. Yet, we've been complaining of number 10s, and the manager really doesn't want to obviously play Kobe Mainoo. So for me, I believe we have to obviously come and really put in a very huge shift as a club of Manchester United in that area. But all in all, 3 points in the bag. Now the players are going to be preparing for FC SB, traveling to, is it Budapest, you know? And that's where we're going to be playing that game on Thursday, and then travel back and host Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. But all in all, almost every player looked great. You know, they looked good. And obviously, this has become a song that all our centre forwards are always in a graveyard shift. Because if I ask you, is there any chance they created for Rasmus Højlund? The answer is no. Any chance they created for Joshua Zexi? The answer is no. You understand? So I think we should obviously look at a better way to create chances as a club of Manchester United. And Delete played very well. Lenny Yoro came in through Toby Collier. That sweep of Toby Collier off the line, guys, you know, and that is a match winning, you know. Toby Collier, remember the name. Collier, clear off the line, guys, it's out of this world. Let me show you how this young lad, 21 years of age, came up and obviously cleared that ball off the line. That is Toby Collier for you. And he went ahead to obviously clear that ball off the line in the 88th minute. And remember, by that time, Man United had just gone ahead to lead the game for 10 minutes only. And look at that skill, you know. You saw when that ball crossed the touchline, it was a throw in, all the players of Manchester United ganged around the youngster and they were like, kudos for what you've gone ahead to do. It's really one of those it's really one of those clearances that will go down in history, that you went ahead to do and you put in a shift that was really required, and that is Toby Collier for you. And I love the player in Toby Collier, and he really does a lot for the club of Manchester United. And in that midfield, he's a workhorse. He's a workaholic player, and I know he is really going to be one of those players to obviously get into the team of Man United more often, you know, as Eric Ten Hag gave him his debut. But Ruben Amorim is like, I want to obviously try out this player in that midfield. And you see to it that every time you're looking in for a goal, the manager has trust in Toby Collier. And the game was 0-0, and the manager was like, the best player to obviously bring on and obviously change the game is supposed to be Toby Collier, and he came up and put in that huge shift into the game. And Toby Collier, kudos for you. I know your future is really bright. And by the way, as United was thinking of obviously bringing in other players into the midfield, with Toby Collier, I think we are safe. You know, we are safe because he has proven that against Liverpool, he can come up and obviously do the needful, against Arsenal, against Man City, and very many games. And he is really a warrior, and he's really a brave lad that has gone ahead to obviously represent that United signed from Brighton, and he's really living the promises of the club. And when you talk about Toby Collier, that takes me back to other superstars that we're having in that game from the academy, the likes of Seydou Kone. I know he's obviously going to come up and obviously put in a very big shift altogether. That is Seydou Kone for the club of Manchester United. Then Chido Obi Martin is another one to watch. Dalu Sales, another one to watch. And Dan Go. You know, I think Danny Go, injuries have gone ahead obviously cost his career at Man United. If it weren't injuries, Dan Go would have gone ahead obviously be one of those players that would have gone ahead to put in a very big shift for the club of Manchester United and see how things would have gone ahead obviously go. But however much you've gone ahead to win, we need to obviously back this manager with signings that will obviously see him smile from one year to another and see how he'll act after getting in like 1 or 2, 3 signings for the club of Manchester United. Then let's go to the stats of the game. Full stats. 9 shots by Fulham. United had 4. 3 shots on target by Fulham. United had 1. Then 51% ball possession by Man United. By Fulham. United had 49%. Then 481 passes completed by Fulham. Then Man United completed 478. 83% passing accuracy by Fulham. United had 84% passing accuracy. 7 fouls by Fulham. 9 fouls by Man United. 0 yellow cards to Fulham and 1 yellow card to Man United. And no red cards were issued to either sides. 2 offsides to either sides. 3 corners to Fulham. And we never had no corner as a side of Man United. And that is really very, 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 very haunting for me as a fan of Man United, that how come we never really went ahead to obviously have a corner and a set piece. That means that our attack really lacked what we call that threat to say to it that we pile more pressure onto our opponents, to say to it that obviously give in and obviously create us into set pieces. But let's get into the table. Liverpool is on top, 53 points. Arsenal second, 47 points. Nottingham third, 44 points. Man City fourth, 41 points. Newcastle fifth, 41 points. Chelsea is sixth with 40 points. Bournemouth is having 40 points. Aston Villa is having 40 points and they are 7th. Aston Villa are having 37, they are 8th. Brighton is 9th with 34 points. 33 points of Fulham in 10th position. Brentford is having 31 points and they are 11th. Man United 23 points and 29 points. They're in the 12th position. That is it. And all you have to do is to continue winning games. And the moment we continue winning games, I tell you, we aren't going to be the same. Man United will obviously put in a very huge goal and obviously create lots and lots of chances for us to obviously take the lead and obviously be one of those teams that will obviously get us to where we deserve to be into the mix. Now, let's get into your comment section before we obviously call it a day. Alfred Kenini Yibingira, but Onana doesn't change. He's still... I don't know why you people really think that Onana is the same, you know? Has he done any mistake today? No way. Kakuru Robert... why have they done their shots on targets? Already, you learn to appreciate Man United. Can't play like the way you want now all this season, believe me or not. Guys, I tell you, the quality of players that we have is really better. And all what I want us to know is, you can't come out and tell me that we've had one shot on target and it was a deflected shot and it crossed the line, that we should come here and really brag about us that we've gone ahead to play very well. I've said Man United won. I'm excited for the win, but I can't really come up and tell you that we've gone ahead to obviously be one of those sides that deserve to walk away with 3 points. So I want us to obviously play well and win convincingly, because that's what I know will obviously take us to where we deserve to be as a club of Manchester United. I don't want to come here and really beat about the bush that, all right, United has won and I get excited. For me, I'm beyond a fan. You know, I'm beyond a fan because I know what City did. If we can win this way, you know, every game and win a trophy, it's okay. But if we win like this and we play Crystal Palace and we fail to beat at Old Trafford, then does it make sense? I rather lose to Fulham when I'm really playing very well and creating chances, and I'm like, chances are coming, but I'm not really converting them. And you've said, look at the Ahmad goal being ruled out. VR is such embarrassing, but they drew the lines. At first when I looked at that, I was like, it's really a goal. But VR drew the lines and they really went ahead, obviously, cancel out the goal, and I was like, what a fuck, you get? Haruna Muyonjo, thanks RD, we really qualify if United wins the UEFA Europa League, they qualify for the Champions League. Allport Charles, for me, I just wanted win whether we performed poorly or not. How is Rashford's deal of leaving? Rashford has to take a pay cut, you know, and other teams like Barcelona that need him, he needs to take a pay cut to see to it that he really does the needful. For me, I think I've grown past that theory of let's win anyhowly. I've grown past that. For me, I don't care how we perform. What result do we get? But I want to see United dominate games, even if we don't win, but when you're really having something that is really promising and growing, because Arsenal was there, Man City was there, Liverpool was once there, and that's why they're the top 3 teams into the Premier League. You understand? So, for me, quick fixes, I hate them. Let's try to learn the hard way, you know? Muyonjo, hey, can we qualify for Champions League if we win the UEFA Europa League? Obviously, that's a given. If you win the UEFA Europa League, you qualify for the Champions League. Warrior Precious, some of these players like Menu and Garnacho, if don't bench them, they don't improve. But this player has been playing well. Kobe Menu has been playing well ever since the manager came on. But I don't know why the manager is not obviously starting him. That's really my query. I think we deserve a better explanation, because I don't think that we have a better midfielder than Kobe Menu. And if at all you are Ruben Amorim and you cannot make Kobe Menu better, then question marks will obviously be raised. And this is an academy player that is not really getting enough playing time yet. We all know to it that he deserves to play almost every game. And the big question also arises as to why players that are really getting in limited minutes are players that are really coming in from the academy. Marcus Rashford, Garnacho, and Kobe Mainoo. For Marcus Rashford, we all understand his issues. His body language was poor, and we all want him to go. But I think Alejandro Garnacho and Kobe Mainoo are players that really deserve minutes, and I've been excited to see that Garnacho, in the recent past, he has been playing very many games, and the manager is really getting him onto the pitch. So we've seen Ugarte play with Kobe Mainoo. We've seen him play with Casemiro, and we're going to hate to see him play with Bruno Fernandes. If you're asked, what is the best double pivot pairing for the club of Manchester United? Don't you think it's Kobe Mainoo and Ugarte? Each and every time they play like that, they really look better and better and better. I think that's it. So, benching Kobe Mainoo, I think, is one of those things that I don't think are really accepted by the club of Manchester United, and I think they just want to frustrate these youngsters, homegrown players, to get sold, because when they sell them, it's pure profit, and when it's pure profit, they'll get that amount of money and really getting the players that they want. And those players, I know wherever they go, they're obviously going to turn out to be top class players, and you people here will be regretting as to why I went ahead of us, let them go. You know, Garnacho, work in progress, and I'm seeing that he's really improving. So I wouldn't like to see him leave, and the same applies to Kobe Mainoo. Let him be given the minutes he deserves, because in that midfield, no one can move the ball like him. His skill set and his football brain is really great. Mohamed Abbas, already United proven you wrong by your prediction. A prediction is not one of the things that we should obviously come and obviously argue about. I thought I gave a prediction that I don't see United winning, and I see the best they could get there is a draw. But them getting a win, obviously, proving me wrong, I admit, you know, and I'm excited about the win, you know. And if United can continue to prove me wrong like this, I'll be excited, because all I want is to see to it that we go ahead and win games and games and games and games and games and games. And after winning those games, I want us to see ourselves up there in the sky, right? Haruna Muyonjo. Then Davis Kasozi, big up Man United. Kasozi from Mumbali, thank you for watching through. Then Noah Theodros, big up to Man United Matters channel, the legend. All right, thank you for watching through. Bolingo says, tell Ruben Amorim that he should put match midfielders to good attacking. For me, I think Kobe Mainoo deserves every right to start into that midfield, because every time he has come in here, he hasn't gone ahead to disappoint for the club of Manchester United. He has put in a very well required shift, and we've all gone ahead to understand that he's really one of those players that deserves to be partnering a man known as Manuel Ugarte. So I think when he's not playing with Manuel Ugarte is really having a lot of work to do in that midfield, you know, because it looks like he's playing there alone. He does the tackles and he covers huge spaces. But when you're having Kobe Mainoo, you know to it that he has defensive attributes in him, and he's that kind of player that you have to really look at and understand that, all right, he's really here and he's good to go. Now, then I'm having Davis Kasozi. How far with transfers for Man United? For Patrick Dogu, United is planning a third bid. The second bid was rejected, and obviously United needs obviously put in another bid, and they are really trying to convince Lecce to obviously get in the play. But I know they will meet the 40 million euros. And when they obviously meet the 40 million euros, I'll obviously come here and slate the board of Manchester United for obviously taking long. Yet they need to eat that the stance of Lecce is all about 40 million euros. And why did they delay us? Because if they had gone ahead to obviously give in that money, he wouldn't have gone ahead to play against Inter Milan today. His medical would have gone ahead to be done and dusted, and you never know. He would have gone ahead obviously come and play even this game today when you're playing against Fulham, because we shouldn't take all that long. And why have we taken close to 27 days to obviously try to put in our first bid for this youngster? You understand? You know, that's really unacceptable for the club of Manchester United, and I think we should be knowing what to do. And they obviously brought in new manager, and they knew exactly what the manager really needed. Moses Odong, Equally, we need to play well, not convincing at all. Yeah, we need to play we need to win convincingly, right? Sometimes you might not to play well, but you win convincingly. Like you play like that, but each and every time you really reach the final third, you threaten the goal of Fulham, but we only had one shot on target, and moreover, it was deflected. And remember, in the game of Brighton, it was the same thing, that it was a penalty. You understand? Rashid Al Bin Hamed, RD, we shall play USL. We can only play Champions League if at all we win the UEFA Europa League. That is it. But don't think that United can go and finish in the top 4 positions of the Premier League. That's out. Don't dream. Don't dream. The only way we can go there is if at all we win the UEFA Europa League. Fred Kabaya, but Kobe has no speed in his game. Who tells you that every player should have speed? Dimitar Berbatov was one of the best players I've gone to see, but he never had speed. You understand? I look at Mikel Merino playing to that midfield of Arsenal. I believe Kobe Mainoo is more fast than the player, you know. But I know Kobe Mainoo, when he wants speed, when he needs speed, he applies it, and he uses his brain to run than his body. That's what makes him special. Now, how do you tell me that doesn't have speed when he was one of the best players when you were beating Man City, knocking out Arsenal and Liverpool? You understand? He's good. He is good. I tell you, he is good. And that's why teams like Chelsea are coming in with 80 million pounds on the table. You know, tell me, for a player who is not good, why should a team come and obviously try to buy him for 100 million euros or 80 million pounds? You understand? The player is good. And if at all we are to sell him, every club in the world will obviously look after him. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, they'll come after him and they'll fight for him. Now, how do you not play a player like that? You understand? Okwegbo, thank God for all right. Joel says, now our biggest problem now is from the attack. Players like Højlund, Zexi are not performing in the expectation. Now we need to fill that gap. That's what the gap we need to fill. We need to fill the gap of creativity. That is it. If we want to see to it that everything goes on well at Manchester United, we just need to have that creative spark. That's why I told you that if I was United, I would have gone ahead to tell Napoli, get Mika Kvaratskhelia and I give you Garnacho, period. That's enough, because Kvaratskhelia playing into that position either with Amad Diallo or Bruno Fernandes, he will create chances and he'll really score goals for you. You understand? We need creative midfielders, creative 10s into that system, and I know very soon we'll obviously get in one. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokan David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. And this is the United Matters channel. Lisandro Martinez strikes again, and obviously he has been the man about town, and they talk about town. He has scored that deflected shot into the back of the net to make it 1-0 for the club of Manchester United. 78th minute. That's how things went ahead to happen. And Rashid Al Bin Ahmed, RD, I'm with you from Gulu City. Thank you. And guys, good night. Bye-bye. I'm going to be recording the player ratings and putting them, or uploading them onto this channel.